No respite for Europe's leaders. Spain's Rajoy facing bank stress test results. France's Hollande stakes his credibility on the 2013 budget. And Italy's unions to strike against Monti's spending cuts. So Spain set to reveal the size of the hole in its banking system later today. The stress tests, a condition of the country's €100 billion bank bailout, expected to reveal a capital shortfall of up to €60 billion. Yesterday's 2013 budget helping to cap further rises in bond yields. Prime Minister Rajoy hoping the focus on spending cuts over tax hikes will quell further protests and preempt the likely conditions of an international bailout. In France, President Hollande staking his credibility on his first budget since taking office. He's likely to deliver the sharpest cut to France's public deficit in 3 decades. In the face of record unemployment and plunging poll ratings, the socialist leader needs to make €30 billion in savings to keep deficit-cutting plans on track. Focus, of course, also on the 75% tax proposal. Let's get straight to Darren Marr, Forex strategist, HSBC, joins me in the studio. Good to see you, Darren. We bought the euro a little bit of time on the back of Spain's budget yesterday.
Yeah, it does feel that way. We kind of got a reasonable budget. It's kind of laid out the plans. I think most people would accept that what they've committed to under that budget might meet what the EU would want if Spain ever actually formally asked for an aid package. So I think that provide a bit of reassurance to the market. And of course, as you mentioned at the top, we've got these stress tests to come. And so long as they're not 100 billion or more, we've got that kitty in place to help the banks. It should be okay.
How frustrating this! We keep talking about buying time and buying time and buying time. Maybe we should stop buying time and actually deal with the issue at hand.
Well, I think the thing is, you need time to deal with this issue. As Merkel keeps telling us, it's not going to be solved with one big magic bullet. And so all these initiatives, as you say, they buy time. But that's what's critical. It is a question of just keeping things going long enough to get these structural reforms in place and to get the payoff.
And it's the question is whether the market buys this.
Yeah, see, markets tend not to be as patient, do they?
Right.
They want everything done here and now. But you'd have to say the reaction, from 120 to 130 on euro dollar, the market seems to be buying into the program, be it the ECB program, the Spanish program, or wherever we end up. They do seem to be buying into the idea that the tail risks are diminishing.
Dollar weakness, clearly, I mean, what you were saying just before we started the show, that the dollar is down against how many currencies in the basket?
32. So basically, every major traded currencies, be it in G10 or EM, it's down over the month of September.
And this seems to be the theme, doesn't it? And will probably stay the theme for a while, dollar weakness.
Yeah, I think so. And I think what's really changed is we're actually talking about the dollar. For many months, all we talked about was euro or yen or sterling, and dollar was just the flip side. Now people are actually saying, hold on, what's the dollar worth? Do I want to buy it? I don't know. And certainly for September, the answer was no. And I suspect into the fourth quarter that will remain the case.
Let's just finish up with targets for the euro. You were very bold at the beginning of the year, 144, I think it was.
Yeah.
You brought that back to 135. It still looks pretty bold, I've got to say.
It looks less bold than it did at 120, I have to say.
Yeah,
so
well, that's true. Yeah.
Breathing a little easier. No, yeah, it is. But at the end of the day, you need to take your views, stick to your story, and that's what we've done. We've always felt that Europe was going to remain integrated, not disintegration, and I think that's what the market's coming around to, and that's why I still think we get to 135.
Okay, Darren, thanks a lot. Let's get to John Gordon in Hong Kong. John, I know one of the things you're watching, the spectre of currency wars, sticking with Forex, looming again. Fresh warnings from Japan on the strength of the yen?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Everyone else might be talking about the dollar, but that's not the case in Japan. The finance minister, Jun Azumi, again warning on persistent strength. That's, of course, been one of the major side effects of this long-running crisis. He's saying the yen will be on the G7 agenda come October. It's now trading just above 8-month lows. So we'll see those finance ministers have much to say about that. Of course, the euro is still the main focus of the crisis, though, in those talks.
On the corporate side, Chinese mobile phone maker ZTE getting a strong boost today. We're up, 7% in Hong Kong. What's behind this?
Yeah, that's right. Well, it's actually a boost from China Mobile, the largest telecom carrier in China. It's come out and said it's expecting to sell 100 million of these devices next year, including tablets. But most of those are handsets. 80% of that number will be smartphones. So that's a big boost for a lot of the Chinese players. ZTE is one of the main suppliers there. Another smaller handset maker here also got a big jump. TCL, you won't know that name, but it's big in China, up 10%. So no signs of saturation or slowing for the Chinese market here, Axel.
All right. John, have a good weekend. Thanks. Mend, not end, was the regulator's eagerly awaited message on LIBOR out today as it called for future manipulation to be made a criminal offence. A 10-point plan to completely revamp the tarnished rate has been outlined by the FSA, which called the system broken but so deeply entrenched it cannot easily be replaced. The two-month battle for Tiger beer is over. Heineken gets Asia-Pacific breweries after shareholders of owner Fraser and Neave backed the $6.3 billion deal. Heineken, which already owned 56% of APB, had sought full control to benefit from Asia's fast-growing beer market. In world news, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has told the UN General Assembly that Iran is on the brink of developing a nuclear weapon. Holding up a cartoon-like drawing of a bomb with a fuse, Netanyahu said that faced with a clear ultimatum, Iran will back down.
There's only one way to peacefully prevent Iran from getting atomic bombs, and that's by placing a clear red line on Iran's nuclear weapons program.
That is it for now. I'll leave you with pictures of preparations for this weekend's Ryder Cup. US captain Davis Love is warning Europe's golfers to expect a fiery reception from the home crowd in Chicago. But the team from Europe is coming out fighting to defend its title.
Well, we're not hiding anything. We're not second-guessing here. We're going to go just out there and, try to win points, period. That's it. That's the only way I see we might have a chance of winning this event.